Hollywood made these faces in the 1940s. Then, somehow, it printed them again in 2026. I'm not exaggerating. Once you see number 4, your brain is going to glitch. We have Audrey Hepburn next to a face you scroll past every single day. Grace Kelly sitting beside one of the most watched actresses on television. Elizabeth Taylor, and a name you would never expect in a million years. And the number 1 pair? Girl. The face match alone is shocking enough. But the secret hiding behind that face is even more unbelievable. Hit subscribe so we can keep these deep dives coming, and tell us in the comments, who's the lookalike pair you've always noticed? Number 19. Some faces only happen once. Audrey Hepburn was supposed to be one of them. That swan neck, those sky-high arched brows, the baby deer eyes, that little black dress in front of Tiffany's window. She's basically the patron saint of effortlessly elegant. So when Lily Collins started showing up on red carpets with the exact pixie cut, the same impossibly thick brows, the same dancer's frame, and the same heart-shaped face, the internet kind of lost its mind. Karl Lagerfeld actually called Lily a young Audrey backstage at a Chanel show, and Lily herself has said being compared to Audrey is the highest compliment she could imagine, but also the most terrifying, because nobody can ever live up to her. But here's the wild part. Lily was already a fluent French speaker before Emily in Paris even existed.
You had to really practice to lose your accent?
It is
And
true.
why? It's so cool. You could have been like the Harry Potter of the school.
The styling didn't come first. The face did. Drop a Sabrina still, and a Lily red carpet candid into the same frame. Tell me you don't see a ghost. Number 18. Grace Kelly was the original Ice Queen. Porcelain skin, pale assessing blue eyes, the kind of glacial elegance that could quiet a room without saying a word. She was Hollywood royalty before she literally moved to Monaco and became royalty for real. Now here's the part nobody tells you. When Mad Men needed a face for Betty Draper, the show's costume designer Janie Bryant has openly said they built the entire Betty look around Grace Kelly. So when you see January Jones in that creamy pastel suit, that's not a coincidence. The straight nose, the high cheekbones, the icy stare that always seems to be silently judging the wallpaper. Charlize Theron sometimes gets thrown into this conversation. And yes, in a Dior campaign, Charlize gives you the regal Kelly energy. But for pure face match, January wins. The universe ran the same recipe twice. Number 17. Long before Instagram existed, one woman ran the entire celebrity playbook. Elizabeth Taylor, in her dark-haired glamour era, basically invented modern fame. The smoky eyeliner, the diamonds the size of ice cubes, the perfume empire, the headline-making love life. Sound familiar yet? Now lay Kim Kardashian beside her. The dark glossy hair is identical. The hourglass silhouette is identical. Same diamond obsession. And a brand empire that prints money in its sleep. Here's where it gets surreal. Kim has openly said Liz is her absolute ultimate icon.
People to know, especially the younger generation, what a fighter she was, how she really just didn't give a about anybody. She was going to help who she wanted to help.
And the two of them actually met for one of Liz's last interviews back in 2011. Kim called it the most surreal afternoon of her life. They sat together for hours just talking about diamonds. And get this, in 2026, Kim is executive producing a whole BBC documentary called Elizabeth Taylor, Rebel Superstar. So this isn't a vibe. It's a direct, deliberate lineage. Late-era Liz with the smoky eye and the raven waves is Kim's blueprint, drawn beat for beat. Number 16. There's a face the camera has been trying to copy for 60 years. Marilyn Monroe basically invented the entire blonde bombshell archetype. The platinum waves, the tiny beauty mark on the left cheek, that breathy, vulnerable voice. The white halter dress floating over a subway grate. So when Ana de Armas was cast to play her in Blonde, the internet held its breath for 6 straight months. Then director Andrew Dominic cast Anna after a single audition. He just looked at her and said, "It's you." And when she walked on screen, people genuinely thought they were seeing a ghost. Even Marilyn's official estate publicly defended the casting, saying Anna captured Marilyn's exact blend of glamour, humanity, and vulnerability. Side by side, the soft jaw, the heavy-lidded eyes, the signature pout, that little beauty mark. It's almost supernatural. And here's a beautiful detail nobody really talks about. Anna visited Marilyn's grave during prep, and she told reporters she asked permission before shooting a single frame. That's how seriously she took it. 2 faces, 2 countries, 60 years apart, same exact magic. Number 15. Let's hop the Atlantic for a second. moment. The 1960s belonged to one face, Brigitte Bardot. The tousled blonde hair, the smudgy black liner, that pillowy pout, the way she could glance over her shoulder and turn a single look into an entire movie. Today, two modern stars carry the Bardot torch in completely different lanes. Sydney Sweeney told LUK that Bardot is her direct beauty inspiration. She literally used Bardot's bottom lash trick when she filmed her Euphoria audition. Same soft jaw, heavy lashes that match, that same I know exactly what I'm doing smile. Then Seydoux gives you the cool, aloof French cinema version. Sleepy eyes, wavy curtain bangs, that effortless pout. The whole 70s curtain bang trend going viral all over TikTok in 2026? That's pure Bardot energy, running through two faces at once. Run the photos in a slideshow. Bardot, then Sydney, then Leia. Your jaw legitimately drops. Number 14, quick test. Picture choppy 70s, shag bangs, glacial blue eyes, cheekbones sharp enough to cut glass, and a stare that says, I'm 2 seconds from verbally destroying you. If your brain just pulled up Jane Fonda, cool. Now hold that picture and slide it next to Saoirse Ronan. Same wide-set, slightly hooded blue-gray eyes. The square jaw matches. Pale Celtic-toned skin, and those same eyebrows that lift independently when she's about to dismantle someone in a scene. The shag haircut Jane wore in Clute, her stylist invented it on the spot, and that single haircut went on to define an entire decade. It's also back in salons everywhere in 2026, which makes the Saoirse comparison feel almost prophetic. Twitter does this thing every couple of months where someone posts old Fonda stills next to Saoirse press shots, and the replies just spiral. Honestly, Saoirse needs to play Jane in a biopic. The casting writes itself. Number 13, 3 generations. One face. I'm not exaggerating. Sophia Loren basically taught the world how to fall in love with Italian beauty. Cat eyes, full natural lips, jet black waves, that proud Roman nose. American studios begged her to shrink it. She refused, and the world followed her instead. Decades later, Monica Bellucci showed up in the 90s, and people legitimately thought Sophia had a secret daughter. Same olive skin, same almond eyes, same dramatic pout. Monica has openly said in interviews that there's only one Sophia, but the resemblance? Undeniable. And here's where the timeline gets unreal. Monica's actual daughter, Deva Cassel, is the face of Dior beauty at 21 years old. Stack the three of them. A young Sophia portrait, Melina-era Monica beside her. Deva Cassel's Dior runway shot to close it. Same cheekbones, same pout, same DNA showing up 3 times in a row. One Italian dynasty that simply refuses to fade. Number 12, Hitchcock had a type. Cool, blonde, slightly aristocratic, able to look terrified on camera in a way that felt expensive. He cast that face in 1963. Her name was Tippi Hedren, and she basically became the prototype for every Hitchcock blonde that came after her. Now look at Naomi Watts. The fine bone structure is identical. The wide-set, nervous blue eyes, that same delicate aquiline nose. When David Lynch made Mulholland Drive, he cast Naomi specifically to channel that exact archetype. And Naomi has said she watched Tippi's films obsessively to prep for the role. But here's the part that genuinely shocked me when I learned it. Tippi is the actual grandmother of Dakota Johnson. So that pristine, icy blonde gene, it's been quietly running through Hollywood for 3 full generations. Tippi, Melanie Griffith, Dakota. The face just keeps printing itself. And Naomi Watts somehow is the unrelated outsider doing the best impression of all 3 of them. Number 11, 12 million people bought the same poster in the 1970s. 12 million. That's how many copies Farrah Fawcett's red swimsuit poster sold, making it the best-selling poster of the entire 20th century. The Farrah flip, the blinding California girl smile, the gold-on-gold radiance. Now picture Margot Robbie in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, playing Sharon Tate, golden hour light hitting her face, those white go-go boots tapping on the dashboard, same blinding white smile, that same impossibly voluminous golden mane. Hairstylists in 2026 are openly crediting Margot's press tour for bringing back the bubble blowout, which is basically the Farrah flip with a new name and a new generation. And here's a wild fact most people don't know. Farrah did her own hair and makeup for that swimsuit poster shoot. No glam squad. She just squeezed fresh lemon juice into her hair to catch the natural highlights. 2 Hollywood girl smiles, 50 years apart, glowing the same exact way. Number 10. Imagine a girl in a turtleneck, a long camel coat, and a center-parted curtain of dark hair. Ali MacGraw in 1970 was the original original off-duty cool girl. Heavy bohemian brows, white toothy smile, zero attempt to look like she was trying, which of course made her look like she was trying the hardest. Now slide Kendall Jenner into the same frame. Same height, same lean willowy build. The dark straight middle part, the brows, that wide grin that always looks slightly amused by the photographer. Kendall's Calvin Klein campaigns have actually been called Ali MacGraw mood boards by Vogue editors, and the whole old money preppy autumn aesthetic that took over TikTok in 2024 and 2025. That's basically Ali running in HD. Some fans toss Selena Gomez into this conversation too. Selena gives you the softer, sweeter MacGraw vibe, but for pure face match, Kendall is the answer. Identical bone structure, same eyes that always seem to be quietly judging your outfit. Number 9, she wore men's ties to win an Oscar. Diane Keaton in Annie Hall, the floppy hat, the wide-leg trousers, that wide, goofy grin, and crinkled-up nose laugh, basically convinced an entire generation that women in menswear could be the coolest person in any room. Fun fact, that wardrobe was actually her own personal closet. The studio wanted her in dresses. She refused. Now drop Greta Gerwig into the same conversation. The long, heart-shaped face is uncanny. The wide, toothy grin matches, warm, slightly nerdy, intelligent eyes, and that same goofy but brilliant energy that makes you feel like you'd want to grab coffee with her for 3 hours and accidentally talk for 6. The on-camera vibe Greta gave us in Frances? It's basically Annie Hall living in modern Brooklyn. Same intellectual charm, same big laugh. Same slightly awkward, totally magnetic charm. 2 writer-director-actress legends. One face. Stack the comparison and tell me your eyes don't widen a little. Genetics doesn't usually cooperate this nicely. Goldie Hawn in the 70s was the giggling, golden, dimpled California sunshine. Wide blue eyes, high crinkly laugh, pure, radiant energy. Then she gave birth to Kate Hudson, and the universe basically ran the recipe again. Exactly. Kate Hudson, daughter of Goldie Hawn, famously played the iconic character Penny Lane in the 2000 film Almost Famous. Penny Lane in that golden coat with the wide-brimmed hat, that's Goldie's exact face, exact smile, exact light hitting the lens. Director Cameron Crowe has openly said that during Kate's audition, he had to keep reminding himself he wasn't talking to her mother. Same mouth, same dimples, same blue eyes that disappear into half moons whenever they laugh. Even the laugh itself is reportedly identical. Kate just dropped her debut album Glorious in 2024 and completely stole the show in Glass Onion. The two of them on a red carpet together looks like a parallel universe glitch. Same face, 2 decades apart, both lighting up a room like it was wired into them. The most literal twin on this entire list, and it's not even close. Number 7. Before there was a Marilyn, there was a Harleen. Jean Harlow, born Harlan Carpenter in Kansas City, was the original platinum blonde of the 30s. Icy white waves, heavy-lidded eyes, full lips that the camera adored, and a husky low voice that the studios initially had no idea what to do with. Now look at Scarlett Johansson. Same heart-shaped face, hooded blue-gray eyes that match, the plush upper lip with the soft Cupid's bow, and that same low, smoky voice that became her entire signature. ScarJo actually channeled that exact vintage studio energy in Hail Caesar, and her red carpet looks frequently pull straight from Harlow mood boards. Sofia Coppola once said in Vogue that Scarlett has 1930s screen presence, that you forget what year it actually is. And honestly, side by side, you can't tell which decade is which. The bombshell DNA is real. Run the comparison. Goosebumps every single time. Number 6. Strip the auburn dye out of one of cinema's most iconic faces, and you'll find the bone structure of Anne Hathaway hiding underneath. Rita Hayworth was the original love goddess. That auburn hair flip, that black satin glove peel, that cinematic smile that could light up an entire theater on its own. Now picture Anne Hathaway under warm gold lighting. Same wide, enormous smile, same wide-set dark eyes, the oval face, the high forehead, that same theatrical earnestness behind every single glance. Anne has actually cited Rita's films as some of her absolute favorites. And the Hathaway-sance, that whole 2024 reset, where the world fell back in love with Anne after The Idea of You, basically proved she's carrying that exact old Hollywood magnetism that audiences keep coming back to. Throw Anne in a chestnut wave with a red lip and a satin gown, and the Gilda energy is right there on screen. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is filming for 2026. The old Hollywood wave is riding right alongside her. Number 5. Here's a fun one for the cinephiles. Lauren Bacall basically invented the look, that chin down, eyes up smolder that hairstylists and actresses are still trying to replicate today. The fun part? The look was actually born out of pure nerves. She was 19 years old on her first major film opposite Bogart, shaking in front of the camera that she pressed her chin to her chest just to keep her head still. Boom, iconic. Now meet Lake Bell. Same long, angular face, sharp matching cheekbones, same hooded almond eyes, and, most importantly, that same low, husky voice that just hits different. Lake even wrote and directed In a World, an entire movie about female voiceover artists, basically as a love letter to the Bacall vocal tradition. She's openly said Bacall is her ultimate reference. Drop a big sleep still next to any Lake Bell magazine cover. The resemblance is genuinely insane. Number 4, the pair I promised you at the start, the one your brain genuinely cannot let go of once it registers. Veronica Lake had the most copied haircut in 1940s America, that famous peekaboo wave, where one side of her blonde hair fell perfectly over one eye. Tiny in stature, enormous on screen, pale skin, wide blue-green eyes, a doll-like face that always looked slightly like she was visiting from another dimension. Now picture Kirsten Dunst in Marie Antoinette, then Melancholia, then The Power of the Dog. Same translucent skin, wide blue-green eyes that match, the heart-shaped face, the delicate doll-like features. There's something genuinely otherworldly about both of them, almost haunting, in the best possible way. Sophia Coppola has called Kirsten her muse forever, and the Marie Antoinette casting was openly inspired by 1940s cinema icons. The peekaboo wave is back trending in 2026 too. Number 3, Jean Tierney is one of those names even old film fans almost forget, but cinematographers in the 40s literally called her the most beautiful woman in motion picture history. Razor cheekbones, wide almond eyes, a slight gorgeous overbite, bone structure so perfect it almost looked computer-generated. Otto Preminger built the entire plot of Laura around her face. Dana Andrews' detective falls in love with her painting before he ever meets her. Now look at Bella Hadid. Razor cheekbones? Check. Wide set almond eyes? Check. Slight elegant overbite. Yes, hers too. Same straight slim nose. Same deep brunette hair. Vogue literally used Jean Tierney photos as direct mood board references for one of Bella's biggest covers with photographer Stephen Meisel. Reddit has a thread on r/pop culture chat called Bella Hadid is Jean Tierney reincarnated and I won't hear otherwise, with over 50,000 upvotes. Stack a 1944 Tierney portrait next to a 2023 Bella runway shot. You cannot tell them apart. The most uncanny pair on the entire list, almost. Number 2, I gasped the first time someone showed me this side by side. Vivien Leigh was the ultimate Southern belle on screen. That tiny 5'3" frame, the heart-shaped face, the sharp little chin, the blue-eyed porcelain charm that made her Scarlett O'Hara so unforgettable. Producer David O. Selznick searched for 2 whole years to find the perfect Scarlett, and the moment Vivien stepped onto the Atlanta burning set, the search just ended. Now meet Reese Witherspoon. The heart-shaped face is identical. The pointed chin matches, wide set, bright blue eyes, petite 5'3" frame, porcelain skin, and that same sweet tea Southern energy stretched over a billion-dollar producing career. Cinema critics have repeatedly called Reese the closest modern face to Vivien Leigh's specific Southern belle archetype. Big Little Lies Season 3 is gearing up to start filming later this year. Honestly, somebody at a major studio needs to put Reese in a Vivien Leigh biopic immediately. The bone structure is identical. The vibe is identical. Hollywood, are you actually paying attention? Number 1. This is it. Number 1. Sit down for this one, because the visual is shocking enough on its own, but the secret hiding behind that face is genuinely unbelievable. Hedy Lamarr was promoted in the late 30s as the most beautiful woman in the world. Jet black wavy hair, ice blue eyes, perfectly arched dark brows, full pillowy lips, a heart-shaped face with a sharp, angular jaw. Now drop Megan Fox into the same frame. Same jet black hair, same ice blue eyes, same arched dark brows, same pillowy lips, same heart-shaped face. The bone structure is genuinely identical. Hollywood insiders have pointed out that Megan has the kind of vintage bone structure they don't make anymore, that they only made it once, for Hedy Lamarr. Megan herself has openly said in interviews that she identifies with Hedy. But here's the part nobody tells you. Hedy Lamarr was a genius inventor. Back in the early 1940s, working with composer George Antheil at her kitchen table, she co-invented something called frequency hopping technology. She got an actual US patent for it in 1942, and that exact technology became the foundation for modern Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. You are literally using Hedy Lamarr's invention right now to watch this video. She was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, so when you look at Megan Fox, you're not just looking at one of the most most beautiful faces in modern Hollywood. You're looking at the spitting image of the woman whose mind helped build the entire wireless world we live inside today. Beauty plus brilliance, twice. That's the number one. 19 old Hollywood beauties, and the modern stars wearing their faces in 2026. From Audrey's eternal grace echoing in Lily Collins, to Grace Kelly's icy elegance living on in January Jones, all the way to that final mind-blowing reveal, Hedy Lamar's face on Megan Fox, with a hidden genius story attached to it. It really does make you realize how some faces don't actually belong to one century. Beauty doesn't disappear. It just waits a few decades, then walks back onto a different red carpet wearing new clothes and a new name. The golden age never really ended. It just keeps quietly reincarnating in front of us, one stunning face at a time. And honestly, that might be the most beautiful thing about Hollywood. It never throws a face away. It just gives it another chance to glow. If these resemblances blew your mind, hit subscribe for more deep dives like this one, and drop in the comments which pair shocked you the most.